Hi there, this is Jebro, and this is the Elementalist build that we keep calling the Elementalist build in SPVP at the moment between myself and Blue, as there is no name for it. I don't know who came up with it, and even if this is the proper build or not, I got this traits off a really good LE friend of mine who helps me a lot with this build. And Karseb, he helps me, who is Aldemiri in 55 HP monks with some of the combos and whatnot as well. So hopefully I haven't forgotten everything he kind of helped me learn, because LE is one of my weakest classes. I've actually been having a lot of fun with this build. Even if anything, he does look pretty damn awesome, so even if I suck, then at least I look good doing it. But this is the build, and it's pretty damn good. As you can see, I am Dagger, and I'll go through this build, very interestingly enough, and I'll explain some of the fun things that make this build so good, in my opinion. Why you should maybe give it a bash as well. What is potentially replacing in competitive teams as well. It's been coming in a lot, especially in the ESL Weekly, and there was a couple of LEs in the Legends tournament as well, which is pretty good. But I'm going to go through this build. So 2 daggers, of course, Dagger. Sigil of Battle. So you are, to get the most damage out of this build as well, you will be wanting to stack a lot of might. So I've actually put a might stacking sigil on one of my weapons. So when swapping attunements, you will get the free might stacks. Obviously there is a cooldown of 9 seconds. So every 9 seconds or so, I'll be definitely getting that from some kind of swap. Okay, so Sigil of Doom. Sigil of Doom is very powerful at the moment. When you're swapping, you will be inflicting poison, so poison is very good, and it's a 6 seconds worth of poison. So if they don't cleanse that poison, they're going to be not going to be able to heal as much. You know, poison is a really good condition, and something which, you know, especially at the moment, it really does help in this build as well. If you're swapping and the healing and stuff, and because it's not really a lot of burst damage as well, they're not going to be able to heal themselves or heal others, you know, as well as they could. So that's another reason why it's actually quite good. Ruinous Strength. Now, obviously, the might duration is is pretty damn important in this build. Power kind of scales well with the lightning attunement as well, and it's sorry, with the I keep calling it lightning. It's air attunement. Sorry. It scales quite well with that. Obviously, might duration is very good. We do want to keep our might up as much as we possibly can. And also the 6 piece there, it says 6, but it's just 1 rune, is plus 20% might duration and plus 7% damage while under the effects of might. So we always got might, and I'll show you how we build that up. Maybe as a potential rotation, I'll show you that in a bit. Okay, so we see here the amulet is the celestial amulet as well, which gives you 434 of each stats, so power, precision, toughness, vitality, ferocity, healing power, and condition damage. Now, the reason this got buffed and changed and whatnot, so the reason why this is good, and especially for an elementalist as well, is that elementalists do, you know, they've got everything. They've got fire, water, air, and earth, and they're going to be able to do condition damage, power, burst damage. They're going to be able to do some healing, some condi cleanse, and you know, they've got a lot of different things which help them, you know, and using a celestial amulet is going to basically give them, it's an all-rounder, you know. It's going to give them some nice condition damage, some nice healing power as well when you're going into water. It's going to give them some nice power, some nice burst damage with with the lightning, and also with the fire attunement as well. And it's going to give some nice condition damage as well as on the earth attunement, and from the burning and whatnot that we're going to be trying to get off as well. So burning is really strong in this build as well, which is quite nice. We can try and keep the burning up as well. So, I mean, I'll show you the rotations after we've just gone for the traits. I'm trying to explain this the best I can. Like I said, LE is my weakest. So if there's anything that I missed, please put them in the comments below. I'm trying to help people more than anything, because Elementalist is one build where people, even though in the top end there's probably like 200 or 300 or so people who know about this build, not many other people really know about it because they don't watch the ESL and such tournaments as that. They would have only seen it in the Tournament of Legends. So we're doing this to help people, guys, and you can run this in a staff build as well, changing different traits from here as well, and maybe a couple of utilities. But this is the Dagger version of this build, and it's quite nice. So it's 00266 in the trait spread. So the first one we're going for in Earth Magic is grant protection when applying an aura to yourself or an ally. Of course, we do have Frost Aura there. We do have the Shocking Aura there. So it's going to be quite good. Basically, we are giving off some auras. It's always very nice for this build because you will get protection, and it's going to help because I'm going to show you a nice little combo which I do obviously when I do use Churning Earth at some point. It is very, very nice to actually switch into Air Attunement, trying to get that Shocking Aura off. You will then get that protection, and also the enemies will stun themselves as well as they're trying to constantly hit you, and that does keep happening as they hit themselves. Hit you, they do stun themselves. So it's very good to get that churning off because you get all damage is reduced. You're very vulnerable when you use that. So if you can combine it with a shock with an aura, especially that one, then it is very, very useful. Just as an example. Okay, so going into water magic, so I did miss the minor there, so gain toughness while attuned to earth. So if you're in a bit of a screwy situation, try and jump into water attunement, heal up as much as you can, kite away, get into earth maybe, if you are healed up a little bit and you're just a bit under pressure. Okay, so Soothing Mist, regenerate health while attuned to water. You know, that's kind of obvious. Cantrip Mastery, reduces recharge on cantrips. We have cantrips, guys, so we are using 3 cantrips, Lightning Flash. We are also using Cleansing Fire, and we're using Armor of Earth. I'll go through those as well in a moment. So next one, Healing Ripple, heal nearby allies when attuning to water. Obviously we do have that extra healing power on the Celestial Amulet, which is going to be really, really, really good and really, really, really beneficial for when I want to heal. Okay, so Soothing Disruption, cantrips grant you regeneration and vigor. So when I'm in really up crap creek, I'm going to say, and try not to swear, it's going to be really, really good, especially for escaping. I mean, even if I just use Lightning Flash to get away, it's going to give me that regen for 7 3/4 seconds, and also the vigor for 7 3/4 seconds as well. So it's going to give me extra dodges. So if I'm in water, I'm going to be able to get away, and I'm going to be able to heal, and I'm going to be able to actually kite around on water for a fair while until I've actually got my health back up, and I'm going to be able to re-engage back into a fight. So I'm probably not going to die as easily as I would have before before this patch, because Celestial was obviously not that good, and it was a lot harder to survive. But the survivability of Ellie's has just jumped up exponentially at the moment. So bountiful power, so deal more damage for each boon on you. You do get a lot of boons on you as well. It's really nice how the amount of boons that just keep popping up into this build, especially if you're in a team fight. Team fights are really good for Ellie's as well to come in with all the regeneration and the healing as well, especially if your team's in trouble. You can really turn the tides if you can get down some nice healing as well. Also stacking that might with the fire fields from the fire attunement, so you're offering a lot of support as you come into a fight. Finally, Aquatic Benevolence. That's not the actual one I use, so I will just change that. Oh no, it's the actual sorry, that's the one I use. Cleansing Water. Remove a condition when granting regeneration to yourself or an ally. So if you're using this, you'll be obviously, you know, if you're going to grant regeneration through the water, and also while you're in water, it's just like, you know, popping into water, regeneration there, and that does give it to allies as well. So you are going to be able to heal other people, and they are also going to get a condition removed. Now, this is really, really good. Really good, especially if you're just popping into it for support. So when you're running into a fight, you just want to pop that when you're actually in the fight itself with your teammates, so that you can actually just get rid of some conditions. Once again, you can change that as well, really. I mean, you can use that. I mean, you can also go for aquatic benevolence, so healing done to allies is increased. You can really go for that. I mean, it's not auras applied to nearby allies, and I wouldn't really go for that one. But you can really, I've switched between these two, and they're really just as, I really like aquatic benevolence as well, actually. So you can really use that, or you can use that. It's really up to you. Someone was bound to explain why the cleansing water is probably better. I'm not too sure, but I like using both. Like I said, I'm not a massive expert in Ellie, so I do hope I'm saying what I'm saying is actually quite correct to a degree. I know most of it is. Okay, so going down to Arcana and Arcane Fury, sorry. Gain Fury when you switch attunements, which is pretty sweet. We want to do some damage. So crit is going to be going up quite heavily, and it's every time we actually change attunement as well. So it's not too bad, especially for a minor trait as well. It's pretty nice. So renewing stamina, gain vigor when you deliver a critical hit, which happens every so often. It doesn't happen a massive amount of time. I mean, the cooldown on it is 5 seconds. You can get a lot of crits out of this as well. And if you're going to get that vigor, it's going to be good. You're also getting that vigor, don't forget, from the cantrip. So vigor is also very good to have in this build. Also, a really, I'll explain when we get towards the end as well why vigor is so important. So lingering elements, attunement bonuses linger after leaving that attunement. So as you can see, that is what's going to be happening. I don't know what else you want me to say. Elemental attunement. So when attuning to an element, you and nearby allies gain a boon. This is very good. This is a very good one. So basically, for say you're just starting at the beginning of a fight and you want some extra speed on top of all the boons and buffs you've been providing on top of your guardian speed as well, and someone's just screwed up and they've put like a different field, they've put like a light field, or just the wrong field basically. They put down the wrong damn field, and you wanted to put down some speed with your stuff to blast it with static field, and people have just put down some weird ass fields before, because of course the first field that goes down that gets blasted is going to be the one which is used. So then you can just think, okay, at least I can change into a air attunement and I can give everyone speed for like 5 or 6 seconds, which is pretty good. 6.5 seconds. So that's good. If you go into fire attunement, you switch to that, you do of course gain might. If you switch to water, you get regeneration. Or you are getting that fury as well, don't forget. If you go into earth, you get protection. So, you know, it's really good. And it synergizes well with the build. I mean, if you're going into earth attunement, I'll show you again in a minute as well. But, you know, you've got different survivability skills and different attunements as well. So it's really related. It's really synergizes well, especially with just everything in this build. And also with the utilities as well. Let's go into the next one. Arcane Precision, so skills have a chance to apply a condition on critical hits. So when you get crit on different attunements, so fire is burning, water is vulnerability, air is weakness, and also earth is bleeding. That's what it should be. So finally, and one of the traits I really like in this build as well is Evasive Arcana, which is create an attunement-based spell at the end of your dodge. Fire is a flame burst. Water is a cleansing wave, air is a blinding flash, and earth is churning earth. So, when it says churning earth, I mean it's the end of the churning earth, obviously. And it's the main thing is the fact that it's the blast. It's really good. Really good to have that blast, especially if you've got fields down, like you've got your might field. You can actually use earthquake quick. You can actually try and dodge roll twice and try and get the blast off with the water attunement as well if you possibly can. It's likely that you're not going to be able to get that off. Normally you can get about 10 might stacks off in the combination, which I'm going to try and do in a second, but it's quite difficult. But like as I said, if you're in air and you dodge, you will do a blind. So if you want to try and blind opponents that are just coming in with a lot of, you can tell they're going to come in that burst, or they're going to pull off that animation to try and blind them. That's pretty good as well. It's just really good. Flame burst is some nice DPS, and the water obviously is a cleansing wave, which is going to get rid of those conditions. So it's a good build. It's really fun to play. You can survive a lot. You do really have to use it to its fullest and to its best. You really need to practice it. I've been practicing combos a lot just on the golems, still trying to get it really nailed down. And I'm just an average Ellie, just under average probably. I'm okay. I do well enough to get by. Solo queue, I do feel like I'm really helping out. I can probably replace a Spirit Ranger. I can hold a close point pretty well on my own against even 2 people for quite a while. It's, from what I've been told, it's really good in team fights as well for the support. Also, obviously, to give off might, I can hold a close point, of course. There's different things like updraft in the air attunement, which is a really good AoE knockback, which is really good, especially if they're going for reses or they're going for downs. You can just zoom in there, with Ride the Lightning, and you can use that updraft, but you really want to save that. This is what Aldemary said, just make sure you're not using it like just to knock people away every so often, because the cooldown is big, and that's your knockback, you know, that's a really good one to have. It's the same with the blast in the Earth attunement, but I really do use that when it's on off cooldown as much as possible. What else? What else I could say is we could have a quick look at the rotations, and I'll see how much might I can get off. I should be able to get 10 stacks just starting off, of course. Okay, we will try this. I apologise if this is incorrect. I am streaming this, so this isn't going to be done again. So, going into fire, going to first of all use Ring of Fire. It's a combination for DPS. Probably use Ring of Fire, then either Burning Speed or Drake's Breath. Sorry, there's quite a lot of damage there, but just to show you the might stacks you can possibly get. You'll probably be able to do it better, and you might be able to do it a different way to me. But again, just explain that in the comments below. That's fine. I'm not saying that again. I'm not saying I'm the best Elementalist player. I do builds for every single class, guys. So this is just to help out new players as well, and anyone that's looking to play an Elementalist, and maybe just my kind of insight at all that's going to help anyone else. So I'm going to put that down. Gonna go into water, gonna blast it, gonna go into earth, gonna dodge, then gonna use the earthquake, gonna get the might, gonna get up to 12 stacks. There we go. So that was pretty good. Not too bad whatsoever. You can see already down that mob is already down to about half HP just by might stacking alone, so that's pretty good. So I'm kind of actually quite happy about that, because it normally doesn't go that well. But mights just from the so what I did, that combo there was the Ring of Fire. I then went into the water attunement. I did the blast. Yeah, I did the blast frozen burst. Then I jumped into earth achievement. I dodged once, and then I did earthquake. And it feels quicker to do the dodge and then the earthquake. Also, you will get knocked down. So that being at the end of the rotation to stack might will mean that if anyone is around you, they will get knocked down, and then you can use all the damage possible on them, because they're not going to be able to do anything because they're actually knocked down unless they use a stun breaker to get back up, of course. But then they've used that, and that's kind of sucky for them if they want to get out of the fight later on. But that's quite a nice little combination. Now, another combination which I just did, it's only a tiny one, but it's very good. So if you are churning earth, obviously you're quite vulnerable. So you want to hit that, and you want to go into Shocking Aura, because anyone that does hit you, you've got protection on you, like we said in the traits earlier. Auras give you protection, and also anyone that hits you will be getting stunned as well. So that's very good to have. Try and get that combo in there if you can at all. Also, remember, you can channel it, and then you can use the lightning flash, I believe, still to actually port forward or port wherever you want to get that effect where you need it to be. Other than that, I mean, you can. There are loads of different ways. It's very situational how this build works. There's loads of rotations that you can do. Loads of people know better than me probably about those rotations. But just to quickly go over these utilities, Earth Renewal, so Ether Renewal, so heal yourself and cure a condition with every pulse, which is really good. So obviously, as you're channeling that, you can of course use other abilities while you're running around. So don't forget that just because it's channeling, you can use other abilities. Armor of Earth, protect yourself with earth armor and gain protection and stability. Don't forget that you also get regen and vigor. So really, again, that's one of those kind of, oh, I'm in crap, need to get the hell out of it quick, or I need to get someone down in a high pressure fight. To get my allies up as well. There's kind of, everyone's kind of down, everyone's relying on me to get everyone else up. That's going to be, you know, you get out of shit card. And I swore. I promised myself I wouldn't swear, but it happened. Cleansing fire, cure free conditions, and burn foes. Don't forget you do get the regen and vigor again. And the burning is very nice on that. It is an AoE burn. Also removing free conditions is very helpful. Lightning flash again, if you are trying to escape and trying to regen, especially trying to kite someone so you can get away to actually regen, come back into the fight at some point, lightning flash is good because the cooldown's 32 seconds, but it's going to give you the regen and vigor as well. So rather than using the armor of earth, I'd rather use that lightning flash. So either, it's not really, I wouldn't use it to transport around the map fast, because 32 seconds is quite a long cooldown, unless you desperately need to get somewhere very, very quickly. Of course, there is the Glyph of Elementals, which is when you're in different attunements, when you summon that does do different things. So if you're in the Fire Elemental attunement, you will get the Fire Elemental. If you're in the Fire attunement, he will deal damage. If you're in the Water, he will deal damage and he will also heal. If you're on Air, he will deal damage and stun. And if you're on Earth, he will deal damage and he is hard to kill. So the damage is obviously a lot less, but he's quite tanky, so it's quite good. Normally I'd chuck it on the Fire Elemental, probably I do use the Air Elemental if I need to get some stuns off as well. So it really is, again, it's quite situational. Ice Elemental obviously is quite good to get some heals off here and there, because they're quite good in team fights. But yeah, that's pretty much the build, guys. If there is anything that you think I've missed, which is probably more than likely, then I do apologise. You can put some comments below, and hopefully I can try and cover that in another video. Hopefully I will come up with some gameplay as well very soon, probably in a day or two. But yeah, this has been what we call the Elementalist build for SPVP at the moment, and there's probably going to be some variations. There's going to be a lot of variations, but this is the one I'm playing at the moment, and that people are playing quite solidly in ESL and Tournament of Legends. You can also use a staff, like I said, and you can. I haven't tried a staff version in this yet, so I'm not going to go into that, but it's quite fun to play as well. So guys, thank you very much again, and I will see you soon for another whatever video. Many videos in the future. Twitter at Jebdan, twitch.tv/JebroUni. I do gem giveaways on my discussion page on this YouTube channel, also on Twitter and also my Twitch. So if you follow me on all three of those, you will be notified of some kind of gem giveaway. And I've given many away since I was in the SP. So thank you very much, guys, and I will see you very soon. Cheers.